Philadelphia Eagles in this moment really need Malcolm Jenkins. And here's why. Let's discuss that in this video. Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Jenkins, and I'm back here again with another video. Today, I have another Philadelphia Eagles video, and before we get into this, make sure y'all boys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit the post notification bell so that way you do not miss any videos. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and we got some stuff to talk about here. As I just said, the Eagles in this moment really miss, and they really need Malcolm Jenkins in moments like this. And I know people are like, well, why is Malcolm Jenkins getting brought up, when he's long gone, he's not here anymore. And I just want to bring up something, that, most Eagles fans may understand this more than others, but, the Eagles really need Malcolm Jenkins right now. And, this season has been really up and down, and it's been, it's been really up and down. And, I started to notice little things coming out about practice issues, people not practicing hard enough, locker room issues, Jeffrey Lurie, our owner, not wanting to be at games anymore, or, Howie Roseman, Jeff Lurie, all those guys, walking out of the practice, just with a, it's just not the same. Guys not wanting to be a part of the team. Guys like Will Parks getting cut for I don't know what reason. A lot of locker room and organization issues have been going on outside of just the football field. And, why I bring up Malcolm Jenkins, even though he's not a part of this, is because when you look at the last few years, and you look at the Eagles, and you look at our ups, and you look at our downs, let's start off with the 2017 season. That year was obviously the Super Bowl year, the MVP year for Carson Wentz, and that was the greatest year in Eagles history. And that year will never be forgotten. But one thing about that year is that you never heard anything practice-wise as far as issues in practice. You never heard anything as far as, you never heard anything locker room issues. You never heard anything about the owner and the GM walking out of practice with disgusted looks on their faces. You never heard that kind of stuff. And one reason why is because we had great leadership on this team, that none of all these things were avoided at the door. All these things were checked. All the great leadership, locker room things were checked at the door. And Malcolm Jenkins was a really big part of that. Then you look at the 2018 season. All right, Carson Wentz returns from his ACL, but then he has another injury, which was his back injury, right? Nick Foles comes in. The Eagles were 5-7 with 4 games left. We have to win every single game in order to make the playoffs. As much as we want to credit Nick Foles with, that season and closed out the season and the win in Chicago, our leadership was once again great that year. Malcolm Jenkins was our team leader that year. When the season was down, when we weren't doing so well, when we were, considered one of the worst, not the worst teams in the league, but we weren't a good team. We were 5-7. We had a leader. Malcolm Jenkins was that leader. He picked the team up. He believed in us. Like I said, as much as we want to give Nick Foles credit for the Super Bowl and that 2018 playoff run, we had leadership on that team. More leadership than Nick Foles was giving was Malcolm Jenkins' leadership. Then you look at the 2019 season last year. Nick Foles is gone. The Eagles, once again, 5-7, 4 games left. We got to win all 4 games in order to make the playoffs. No one believed in us. No one thought we could beat Dallas, all of that good stuff. What happens? Malcolm Jenkins, once again, picks up the team. He helps leads us, and we make it to the playoffs, which sadly ended to Carson Wentz getting hit in the back of the head by Jadeveon Clowney, which basically ended that Seattle game there. Now in this 2020 season, we're in the same position in December. We got what 4 or 5 games left, and we got like what 5 games left, and the difference between those 3 years I just mentioned and this year was we never had locker room issues, never had chemistry issues. The owner and the GM weren't walking out of practice all disgusted and had ugly looks on their faces because we had that leadership. And that leader was Malcolm Jenkins. He was our vocal leader. And we don't have that anymore. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and just say Malcolm Jenkins is going to change Carson Wentz throwing interceptions. Malcolm Jenkins is going to change Doug Peterson calling horrible play calls. But one thing this team really needs right now is a true leader in that locker room that'll pick up the team when no one believes in us, that'll motivate us. All our locker room issues would be fixed if we had that true leader, that true believer. And I'm not saying that Carson Wentz is a horrible leader and he can't lead this team. I'm not saying Doug Peterson can't lead this team as a head coach. I mean, as those things may be true, but I'm not trying to downfall on those guys, but we don't have a true leader on this team. Our coach, he's a great, Doug Peterson is a really, what would you call it? He's like a guy when, like, he thrives through adversity. Doug Peterson is a guy who's really great at thriving in adversity. He's good when he leads guys under adversity. But this year, he can't lead us through adversity on his own. He needs that vocal leader on the team. And right now, we don't have that vocal leader on the team. It's just Doug Peterson saying the same stuff every week, saying that he'll get better, saying that a quarterback will get better, saying that the team will get better, and we got to execute. When last year, Doug Peterson was saying those same things, but we also had a vocal leader on the team that we now do not have. And like I said, I know Malcolm Jenkins won't fix Wentz's interceptions or Wentz's overthrows or whatever you like to say. But when you have that vocal leader to pick up the team while it's down, it's just so much better. It's just, it gives more motivation, and how Malcolm Jenkins was for this team. You know how, you're a little kid and you have an older brother, and every time something goes wrong, your big brother comes and pick you up. That was Malcolm Jenkins. He was that big brother who, when anything goes wrong, he'd come and pick you up. That's how he was for his team. Anything went wrong with this team, Malcolm Jenkins was the first one in that office, first one in that locker room, first one on that field to fix it. And that's just how I feel, man. Like I said, I'm not saying Malcolm Jenkins would change the interceptions or change the coaching or the play calling, but he definitely does make a difference in the locker room. And I know if we paid Malcolm Jenkins, we would have been bad in cap, but we're already going to be bad in cap next year. I'd rather been bad in cap with paying Malcolm Jenkins than bad in cap with letting him go. And we were bad in cap and we let him go instead of paying him. But that's my thoughts and opinions. I just wanted to share my thought with y'all, so make sure y'all hit the like button if you enjoy the content. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the post notification bell so that way you do not miss any videos. Also, hit the share button. We're on the road to 250 subscribers. I wanted to hit 250 subscribers by the end of this month, before 2021. And we're getting close to there. I think we can do it. I think we live at 180 at the time of this recording. I think we can get there, though. We can get there. 70 subscribers in a month. We're going to try to get there. But I love y'all. The Underrated Tour continues. It's your boy, MG Nas, and I'm out. Peace.